Hey everybody, Mr. Gessel here for Writing Your Writing, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to start a college essay. Now I want to preface this by saying that I'm going to be showing you how to start a college essay for a very generic prompt, just a basic college essay. You haven't been given a prompt from a school yet, you just are writing a generic one that you may need to tweak depending on a prompt. So let me show you what I believe a college essay first is not. So what a college essay is not, it is not a sales pitch. This is sort of a common misconception, especially among students who've never really heard about the college essay. You think that you're writing a document to let colleges know why they should accept you, when in fact that's really not what colleges want. Your sales pitch is your GPA, your extracurriculars, your AP scores, blah, blah, blah. That's your sales pitch. The college essay is not your sales pitch. The college essay really is a chance for college admissions officers to sort of do two things. One, to know a little bit more about who you are as a human being, because all they have are the numbers. And number two, see if you can write, if you can put your thoughts together on paper. So what a great college essay is. I talked about the 70-20-10 rule of college essays. This is not a rule, it's more of something that I've heard from college admissions officers. 70% of college essays don't impact whether a college will accept you or not. 20% actually hurt you, and 10% are those great college essays that actually help you get into a good school. So what a great college essay is, in my opinion, is honest. You want to build your ethos by being truthful. It is revealing of character. It says something important about who you are as a human being, because again, that's what colleges are looking for, and that's important. They want to see that you have some self-awareness. Interesting, of course, because there's a human being reading it. So if that person's not interested, they have tons and tons and tons of these things to read. They're just going to skim, and they're not really going to pay much attention to anything. And of course, well written. So what's the goal of a college essay? Well, the goal is to reveal some positive way in which you have changed in life. I say positive way because, of course, you don't want to be telling colleges how you've gone down a bad path and you're in a worse place now than you were. I guess that's where you kind of can connect back to the sales pitch, or to reveal some deeper truth about yourself. So maybe you can't think of some big way that you've changed in life. Maybe you just start revealing some deeper truth about yourself. Much, much easier than it sounds, and it's why you need to spend a lot of time thinking about this. I recommend asking parents, asking friends, just ask them, hey, what's interesting about me? What's unique about me? What do you notice about me? If you can't think of something for yourself. But once you have that thing, what you need to do, I talk about breaking a college essay into a show and a tell. A show meaning descriptive imagery, and a tell explaining what that all means for you. Once you have that, you need to find the moment or the show and just begin writing. Just give yourself permission to just start writing the thing and not worry too much about if it's good or not. One thing I will have to say about college essays, first drafts, as a rule of thumb for all writing, are typically pretty bad. For college essays, the first draft is really just kind of jumping in the water. It's probably not going to be pretty, and that's okay. You just need to get started down the path. Typically, in my experience as a teacher, students don't really arrive at their final draft in 3 or 4, sometimes even more drafts into the process. So let's take a look at what I'm going to be starting. Again, I'm not going to write my entire college essay here, but I found my deeper truth. And my deeper truth is this, that money is not as important as happiness in my life. I want you to notice two things about my deeper truth. Number one, it's not incredibly unique. It's kind of cliched, actually. There's nothing hugely interesting about it, except that it's true for me. It's my reality. So I'm not trying to come up with some crazy, unique thing that nobody else would think of. That would be false. That would not be honest. I'm just coming up with what my deeper truth is. And then what I need to do is I need to show this moment. So a danger that you can run into as a writer is to just start talking, start philosophizing, start being philosophical and deep about how money is not as important as happiness in your life. Now, some authors could pull that off. I don't want to say that you couldn't. There really are no rules here. But I think a better way to enter into the subject is by just showing the reader some moment in which this idea, this deeper truth, was sort of personified in your life. So my moment was when I was driving with my parents to Wildwood, New Jersey, and they fought about money. Now there were plenty of times that they had fought about money, But this was just one that sort of stuck out in my mind. It's something that came back to me easily. It's something I can describe, and so I'm gonna start there. Again, I might not like anything that I have down on the page, and that's okay. So the show, I want to slow down time. I want to really kind of be descriptive, and I want to put my reader in a particular place. So I'm gonna start. Here we go. Okay, so I have two sentences. I sat in the backseat of my parents' minivan listening to them bicker about money. We were on our way to our annual summer vacation in Wildwood, New Jersey. I actually want to cut this and put this element into my previous sentence because I want to end on the most important element of this sentence. I sat in the backseat of my parents' minivan. I'll say, as we drove to our annual summer vacation in Wildwood, New Jersey, listening to them bicker. Okay, so I think you are kind of getting the picture here. So I sat in the backseat of my parents' minivan as we drove to our annual summer vacation in Wildwood, New Jersey, as they bickered about money. I actually don't love that first sentence, but I can go back and tweak it. It's a first draft. Linda, we can't afford that, my father pleaded. Michael, don't be so stingy, was my mother's retort. For nearly the entire 3-hour trip, they tread over well-worn territory. My mother's penchant for new shoes, my father's taste for expensive restaurants. By the time we arrived in Okay, so you can see here I have a show moment, something that I want to put forward for the reader to kind of get what I'm going to say about myself without me spoon feeding them. The other reason that I like to do this is because the human brain is frankly hardwired to receive and interpret story, and it makes it more interesting for my reader. The next thing I need to do is start in with my tell. So I have to sort of say what this means about me, what the deeper meaning is, so on and so forth. I will do that in a subsequent video. So today in writing your writing, you have seen me start a college essay. We've talked a little bit about what makes for a good college essay and what the difference is between a good college essay and a college essay that is boring or not interesting.